This is wrapping up the J's and the K's from my CD collection. Come in and have a look. Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hopefully a great morning this morning. It is Tuesday morning, as always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. It's good. Just a new fresh pot. Actually, I use the pods. I don't use the pot. So it's a fresh pod. Yes, this is going to be a continuation of my CD collection, the J's and K's, wrapping up those letters. I'm really having a great time showing off my CDs. Also refamiliarizing myself with some CDs that in my collection that I kind of forgot I had. As I focus more on vinyl, you tend to forget, I do anyway, what CDs you have in your collection. So it's cool to revisit those albums, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. I think you are, based on the comments and everything else. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So let's start off with the J's. This is a great band from San Francisco. The amazing Jefferson Airplane and Surrealistic. Say this 10 times fast. Surrealistic Pillow. Wow. The second album by Jefferson Airplane, 1967 release. The first album with Grace Slick and drummer Spencer Dryden. It was a huge success, peaked number 3 in the Billboard 200 charts, certified platinum, one of the most influential psychedelic rock albums from the 60s. This is a remastered version, I think in 2000. I'm not sure when this came out, but this one's got obviously the album, but it also has 6 bonus tracks on here, some mono versions, some mono singles. I'm not sure. 2003 re-release of this album. One of my favorites, and maybe one of their best. I'm not sure, but people seem to love it. After Bathing at Baxter's, their third album, released November 27, 1967. This is great. This is another remaster, because there's not only the single album, but there's also 4 bonus tracks on here that are previously unreleased. Some mono versions, some alternate versions. But I really enjoy this album. Volunteers, the 5th album by the band, 1969 release. Kind of a controversial album. It had a bunch of revolutionary and anti-war lyrics in here. Plus there's profanity on here, which didn't really happen back in the day. This is another re-release, 2004. So it's got the single album plus it's got five bonus tracks on here as well. Jefferson Airplane is so good. And then finally a live album, again remastered. This one came out in 2007, but it's the 1969 concert live at the Fillmore East, sweeping up the spotlight. It's called, recorded November 28th and 29th in 1969. Another fine live album. These guys are really good live for sure. I've got quite a few Judas Priest albums on CD, plus what I have on vinyl as well. But Point of Entry, their 7th album, 1981 release, based on their previous album, British Steel, that came out in 1980, which was a huge commercial success. They wanted to continue that wave, so they created a more radio-friendly version of the album, and I really like this one. It's good. Yeah, Screaming for Vengeance, their 8th album, 1982 release. It was kind of their breakthrough in North America. double platinum in the U.S., platinum in Canada. I guess we didn't like them as much as the States did. It's got the big hit, You Got Another Thing Coming. Regardless of what they say, I'd call this a triple platinum album. Defenders of the Faith, the ninth album by the band, 1984 release in the U.S. In 13th of January. This one came out the 20th of January in the U.K. Again, another platinum selling album. There are 3 singles released: Free Wheel, Burnin', Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, and Love Bites from the Mighty Priest. Maybe one of their first concept albums, and their first double album for sure. This is Nostradamus, 2008 release. Their 16th album. Again, tells about the life story of Nostradamus. It's an interesting album for sure, I have to say. Then I have Firepower, their 18th album, 2018 release. Again, another big seller. Within the first week, it sold almost 50,000 copies. 4 singles off of this one, I think, or 3 singles. Lightning Strikes, Spectre, No Surrender, and Never the Hero. I really like this one as well. And can I say maybe their best album? Am I going out on a limb saying that? Invincible Shield, their 19th album and their latest album, 2024 release in March. Throughout their 50-year history, I gotta say this is a fantastic album. I love the artwork on here as well. Okay. This one sounds really good. I might just throw it on again today and listen to it for sure. I think I have pretty much all Jethro Tull albums. I might be missing a couple, but between vinyl and CD and box sets, I've got quite a chunk. So I'm going to show you the CDs that I have. A Passion Play. I had this on vinyl as well. The 6th studio album, 1973 release. It's a concept album. It's about a spiritual journey of a recently deceased man called Ronnie Pilgrim in the afterlife, exploring themes of morality and religion and good and evil. It's an amazing album. Crest of a Knave, the 16th album, 1987 release. There was a 3-year break between this album and their previous album, Under Wraps, which wasn't the greatest album. Plus, Ian Anderson had a lot of throat issues going on, throat infections, so he wasn't able to sing. So they came back with a vengeance, kind of more of a rockin' album than the electronic album of Under Wraps, which I'm not a huge fan of. I have it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Roots to Branches, the 19th album, released 1995. There's not only progressive rock on here, there's mixtures of jazz and Arabic and Indian influences. So good. And then I love these next albums, don't get me wrong, but these are so-called Jethro Tull albums, but they're more Ian Anderson solo albums with a new band. But I think they're really good. It's a tamer sound from the band, especially Ian Anderson's vocals, which are subdued. It's not as wild as their previous albums. Martin Barr is not on here, which makes a huge difference in the band for sure. And I don't like the front cover of this one. This is the Zealot Gene, the 22nd album under the name Jethro Tull, 2022. This was their first production since 2003's Christmas album. The reason he decided it was a Jethro Tull lineup, because the lineup that he currently had was the longest lasting in its history, in Jethro Tull's history. but they didn't record any albums under that under its name. So he decided, Ian Anderson did, rather than call it an Ian Anderson solo album, he called it a Jethro Tull album. It's a good album, though. A really good album. It continues with Rock Float. I think that's how you pronounce it. Rock Float. Rock Float. The 23rd studio album, 2023 release. Came out not much after the Zealot Gene. Another great album. It's about Norse gods and paganism. As the name of the album, Rock Float, was an original idea that it would be mostly instrumental flute album. I'm glad it came out as a Jethro Tull album. But it's a great album as well. And finally, the latest, the 24th studio album. Hope it's not the last. You know, Ian Anderson is up there in age for sure. His voice is weaker. This came out in 2025, by the way, just this year in March. His flute playing isn't as frantic, but based on his age, he's, 79, 80, something like that. His singing is still good and distinctive. His flute playing is still powerful, just a little less out front. The guitarist Jack Clark is no Martin Barre by any means, but he holds his own on this album. There's just not enough of it. In all three albums, there's just not enough electric guitar, in my opinion, but great album, by the way. So that's it for the J's. From the K's, you've got hard rock band King's X from Springfield, Missouri, formed in 1979. Progressive metal, funk and soul. You got influences from gospels and blues and British invasion rock. These guys are kind of labeled as a Christian rock band, but they're not Christian. Just some of their themes have Christian influences in them. I've got 4 other albums of them on a mini box set, those $20 or $30 mini box sets. That's how I discovered the band. This is Ear Candy, the 6th album by the band, released in 1996. You got Doug Pinnick on bass and vocals, Ty Tabor on guitar and vocals, and Jerry Gaskill on drums and vocals. There they are there. Great band, by the way, if you don't know King's X. This is Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. The 8th album, released in 2000, just released in 2000. Another fine release from the band. And Manic Moonlight, the 9th album by the band. Maybe their most groove-based record in the band's career. It's a really good album. I really like this one. It's so cool. I've got a bunch of King Crimson on vinyl. I only have one on CD, which is Live in Toronto, 2016 release at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre in Toronto, Canada, 2015. This is a fine, how many bands have 3 drummers? How many bands have 3 drummers? From the Mighty Kinks, I've got a ton of them on vinyl. I only have this one. I have this one on vinyl as well, but this is a remastered version of it. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. Their 6th album, originally released in 1968. This is a 2018 remaster. It's got a hard shell cover to it. More of a book with some cool photos from the band, plus a double CD. You've got disc 1, which is a stereo album remaster, plus how many bonus tracks on there? 3, 6, 9 bonus tracks. And then you got disc 2, which is a mono remaster. This one's got 3, 6. It's got 10 bonus tracks on it. There's the track listing there. But a wonderful album, for sure. I forgot I had this one. This is a compilation album. Best of Kansas, 1984 release. It's just all their hits. Carry On Wayward Son, Point of No Return, Fight Fire with Wire, Dust in the Wind, Song for America, Perfect Lover, Hold On, No One Together, Play the Game Tonight, The Wall. And finally, two from the King. No, not Elvis. Not Elvis. Even though I got an Elvis box set. Two of them, actually. This is How Blue Can You Get, released in 1984. BB Boogie, A New Way of Driving, It's My Own Fault, Baby. How Blue Can You Get, the title track. You Done Lost Your Good Thing Now. Playing the Cost to Be the Boss. Walking and Crying, The Letter, Every Day I Have the Blues. What's not to love about BB King? And finally, Deuces Wild, the 35th studio album by BB, released in 1997. So there was a ton more to go. And every song has a second musician on it. If You Love Me with Van Morrison, The Thrill Is Gone with Tracy Chapman, Rock Me Baby with Eric Clapton, Please Send Me Someone to Love with Mick Hucknall. I'm not sure who Mick Hucknall is. Baby I Love You with Bonnie Raitt, great slide guitarist Bonnie Raitt. Ain't Nobody Home with D'Angelo. There Must Be a Better World Somewhere with Dr. John. Confession of the Blues, Marty Stewart. Paying the Cost to Be the Boss with the Rolling Stones. Dangerous Mood with Joe Cocker. Keep It Coming with Heavy D. Crying Won't Help You Baby with David Gilmour and Paul Carrick. And Nightlife with Willie Nelson. Willie's on here as well. Fine album. So there you have it, guys. There's the J's and K's from my CD collection. I'll continue on with the L's possibly tomorrow. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.